Is the AC Infinity Cloudray S6 fan worth the money? It's time to talk about it. Welcome to the Hippie Geeks. Let's dig into this long-term user review. So, if you remember, AC Infinity sent us 2 of their Cloudray S6 fans to check out about 6 months ago, and in the unboxing video, I made it clear that that is all that it was, an unboxing and introduction video, not a review. I wanted to use them for 6 months through a grow and then talk about them. Well, 6 months have passed, they have gone on sale and sold out in hours, and I want to talk about what our experience has been with them and put out a warning for folks that managed to get their hands on one. Here is what the fan looks like when it is working properly. This is our second fan, and it has been working in the 4x4 grow tent for the last 2 months flawlessly. I have the fan speed cranked all the way up with the oscillating function on, and it is sitting there doing its job. Note that the fan is not touching the sides of the tent at all as it oscillates back and forth, and when you set up your oscillating fan, you need to make sure that your fan is able to freely bounce back and forth with no resistance. Let's take a look at why that is so important. Here is the fan that was in the big tent, and you can see that we have a bit of an issue here. You also want to make sure that you never do what you see here, which is moving the fan by hand. Always let the motor do the movement. What happened to us is that during harvest in the big tent, the door flap was left open, and it ended up trapping the oscillating motion of the fan, which led to this. I don't know if you have ever looked at the mechanism that makes an oscillating fan work, but it is usually a couple of gears that interact to move the fan back and forth smoothly, and they are usually made of plastic and can get broken pretty easily. Before contacting AC Infinity, which I have now done, I wanted to open the fan up so that I could see exactly what had gone wrong, so that I could figure out what I needed to fix the issue. Taking the fan apart is pretty simple. You start out by twisting the front of the fan guard counterclockwise until it clicks loose, and then pull it off. This will give you access to the 4 screws on the face of the body that are in recessed holes, and you need to remove all 4 to separate the back of the housing from the fan. Once all 4 screws are out, carefully flip the fan over while holding both halves, and then lift the back of the housing up and away slowly. There will be 2 cables that you need to detach. One connects the power board to the fan motor located inside of the fan blades, and the other connects to the oscillating motor. Once they are separated, remove the 4 screws holding the oscillating motor mount to the body of the fan, and then remove the 2 screws holding the oscillating motor to the mount. This will let you pull the motor up and out of the way, and you can get a good look at the issue. You can see here that the output shaft on this motor is offset from the center, and that is because the oscillating gearing is inside of the motor itself and cannot be fixed on its own. Once the gears get stripped out, you need to replace this entire motor to fix it. Using such a small gearbox makes this unit incredibly compact, but it also means that you need to treat this fan right and mount it properly from the beginning. The small gears that are in there will be very easy to destroy, as we have done with this fan. As I mentioned, I have contacted AC Infinity to see if I can get a replacement motor, but have not heard back yet. Now, there is no doubt in my mind that this failure is my fault. I should have turned the fan off during harvest, I just didn't think about it at the time. As the door to the tent trapped the fan in place, the gears ate themselves, and I am now left with a non-oscillating fan. This isn't the end of the world, as I can still use it pointed in a single direction, but I am hopeful that I will be able to fix it. With all of that said, is this fan worth the money? Yes, it is an amazing fan that is way more affordable than I ever expected. It moves an incredible amount of air and is actually fairly quiet. If they ever get back in stock, I will be trying to buy a couple more of them for myself. If you are lucky enough to have gotten one before they went out of stock again though, learn from my mistake and make sure that you are not stopping the fan from its full range of motion. It can be easy to do that as the mount is very adjustable, and while it will probably work for a while, you will eventually run into this issue and kill the oscillating function. My concern is that some folks are not going to realize just how small the gears are that make all of this work, mount it incorrectly, and then get mad when it dies in a month or 2. If you treat this fan well and mount it so that it isn't being trapped, it should give you considerably more than 6 months of service. Did any of you folks manage to get one of these fans in the short time that they were available? If so, let me know down in the comments below. If you want to check out any of the AC Infinity gear that we have been using, make sure to click on our link in the video description and use code GEEKS at checkout to get 15% off your entire order.